Grab your gear because welcome to this explainer where we are embarking on a seriously adventurous expedition. We are venturing straight into the planet's impenetrable green sea, the Amazon rainforest. We're going deep into the vibrant, lush heart of the jungle. That place where untamed nature just absolutely thrives and where literally every shadow hides a story that's just waiting to be told.
So what exactly survives in this sprawling emerald canopy? Well, from a distance, the rainforest looks pretty peaceful, right? But beneath all those vibrant green leaves, there is a quiet, intense battle happening every single day. We're going to grab our expedition logbooks and discover the truly bizarre, dramatic ways creatures actually manage to survive in a place where staying totally out of sight is often the only way to stay alive.
Section 1. Masters of Jungle Disguise. Surviving in Plain Sight.
Okay, flipping open our logbook to the dark, tangled forest floor, you might just spot a gorgeous little creature known locally as the Osito Oro. Now, that translates to tiny golden bear, but here's the secret. It's not a bear at all. It's actually an incredibly elusive silky anteater. They spend their time aggressively sniffing out termites while fighting the absolute hardest urge to just take a nap. But hey, don't let that adorable, fluffy appearance fool you. If they're threatened, they whip out these extremely sharp front claws to fiercely defend themselves.
And speaking of taking a nap, survival around here sometimes requires a staggering scale of laziness. 20 hours. Three-toed sloths sleep up to 20 hours a single day. Now you might be wondering, why on earth are they so sluggish? Well, it's because their leafy diet is just so incredibly poor in calories, it totally lacks the energy they need to do pretty much anything else. They literally have to sleep to survive.
Now, this incredibly slow lifestyle actually makes sloths the perfect permanent home for other creatures. Down in the vibrant green palettes of the jungle, survival is a literal art form. We've got leaf-mimicking katydids that perfectly copy the intricate vein structures of the exact leaves they live on, stick insects that camouflage themselves as specific moss and lichen, and then, get this, you have certain moths with an absolutely brilliant strategy. They hide exclusively in the dense hair of those sleeping sloths, using the sloth's own algae-covered coat as the ultimate jungle disguise.
Section 2. Life in the High Canopy, the engine room of the jungle.
Let's look skyward now, up into the canopy where giant trees capture that intense tropical sunlight. This environment hosts the ultimate daily commute for one of the jungle's most industrious residents, leafcutter ants. Billions of them move like a highly coordinated army, guided entirely by invisible chemical messages. Their process is wild. First, they deploy specialized workers just to clear blockades off the trail. Second, they scale a giant harvesting tree, which for an ant is like a human climbing the highest mountain in North America. Third, they literally vibrate their jaws to slice through the leaves. And finally, they haul those segments a massive 100 meters all the way back to base.
To truly wrap your head around their scale, consider this. They carry those leaves as staggering 8 meters beneath the forest floor. Down in the earth, these tiny architects have excavated a labyrinth of tunnels that holds a colony with as many residents as the city of London. And they use those harvested leaves to farm specialized fungus gardens that feed this entire subterranean metropolis. It's just unbelievable.
Section 3. Unlikely alliances and bizarre bonds. Survival through teamwork. Down in the Amazon, survival isn't just about hiding out, it's about making friends. Take ants and tree hoppers, for example. The ants act as bodyguards for the defenseless tree hoppers, and in exchange, they get a sweet treat, sugary honeydew. But the catch? Darker-shelled tree hoppers totally cheat the system. They sneak in to get top-tier protection without producing a single drop of honeydew. Then we have capuchins and squirrel monkeys. They travel together to keep an eye out for eagle attacks. Though honestly, the squirrel monkeys are mostly just hanging around to eat the scraps the capuchins drop. And finally, macaws. They flock to salty clay licks to eat the clay, which actually neutralizes the toxic fruits in their diet. It's like the ultimate jungle social hub, where disputes are settled and mates are chosen.
While these species rely heavily on each other, one of the absolute strangest bonds happens right down on crowded sunbathing logs. Observers have noted something wild. Male butterflies will literally swarm the faces of side-necked turtles to drink their tears. Seriously, they lap up the salty turtle tears just to pass that precious salt to the females during mating. The turtles really don't mind too much. I mean, it cleans their eyes. But the butterflies desperately need that salt to reproduce. Now, these bizarre bonds often give way to some incredibly high-stakes drama. Just look at the intense timeline of a mother hummingbird fighting to keep her tiny chick alive. For weeks, she painstakingly builds this delicate little nest out of grass and stolen spider silk. 1 week later, a single egg hatches. Success, right? But then, the brutal rainy season hits. A furious tropical storm rocks that fragile nest all night long, and by dawn, the tiny chick has been blown away. It triggers a desperate, frantic search across the jungle, until, against all odds, the mother miraculously reunites with her lost chick.
Section 4. Surviving the rainy season. The Amazon floods.
Those rains definitely bring vital new growth, but they also unleash unbelievable destruction as rivers dramatically burst their banks. As the floodwaters rise, every available inch becomes totally saturated. High ground? Yeah, that becomes nothing more than a few floating leaves. Predators are suddenly spoiled for choice with so much prey just pushed right out into the open. Millipedes have to rely purely on water surface tension to survive. If they panic and struggle, they break the surface and sink. Meanwhile, fish actually surge out of the main rivers and right into the flooded forest, completely flipping the ecosystem on its head.
While the insects are frantically scrambling for dry leaves, some predators absolutely thrive in these floodwaters. Take this incredible family of 7 giant river otters. They enthusiastically patrol the swelling streams, trying to feed 3 very hungry cubs who, quite cheekily, steal fish right out of their mom's mouth. I know, they look playful now, but these apex predators will eventually grow to a massive 2 meters long.
It's not all playful splashing, though. The flooded waters are also the staging ground for some seriously fierce turf wars. Picture a smaller resident black caiman, arching his back to aggressively signal his claim over the lake territory. But then, out of the murky water, a massive 5-meter intruder arrives. This giant refuses to back down. Out here in the wild, sheer size dictates the winner, and the smaller resident wisely retreats, allowing the massive newcomer to claim the prime hunting ground.
Section 5. The ticking clock of deforestation, an existential threat.
Throughout this explainer, we've sketched out a vibrant ecosystem that took millions of years to perfect its cooperative alliances and survival strategies. But here is the tough reality we have to face. What natural processes take centuries to build, people undo in a matter of minutes. As the forest edge is burnt to make way for farmland, we are witnessing the impartial and devastating reality of human intervention. Nothing in nature's long history could have possibly prepared the creatures of the Amazon for a force that destroys their intricate web of life this incredibly fast.
And that leaves us with a pretty haunting realization about this ticking clock, forcing us to ask a really vital question. Will these hidden mysteries remain, or will wild places soon become worlds of fiction? We have to wonder what unbelievable jungle wonders, what brilliant leaf-mimicking disguises and bizarre alliances might be lost forever before we even get the chance to discover them. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible, uncharted journey into the Amazon. Until next time, keep exploring and keep that curiosity alive.